everything and anything you want to know right here on my podcast show. Welcome to the House of Pain. Welcome to the Ron Payne Podcast Show. And we are live. Welcome to a very special Ron Payne Show. I am your host, Ron Payne. Welcome. Tonight we're going to cover a couple different things. First and foremost, once again, congratulations to everyone who had who won awards last week, and I'll get them out to you guys as soon as I can. May not be big, but hey, it's something, Now, the second thing I want to be able to go over, we had a WWE jobber Hall of Famer by the name of Iron Mike Sharp. For those that don't know who Iron Mike Sharp is, that have lived in a dumpster, whatever the case may be, Iron Mike Sharp, he was one of our, I guess you could say, big jobbers back in WWE a while back. So, I know Iron Mike Sharp. I went to his school, and after I left the school, I was only there for a couple months. I'll be the first one to admit, but I got to experience a lot of different stuff while I was there. After I had left, I had gone and worked with a gentleman named Ron Post, who actually worked Empire Wrestling Alliance here in Jackson, New Jersey. He was actually trained by Iron Mike Sharp as well, and that's when he opened up his school. So, in a way, everything that I had, due to a lot of finances and stuff like that, I was able to learn from Ron, and I progressed from there and everything else like that. So my condolences to his wife, kids, family, everybody. Our condolences. May he rest in peace. Like I said, very special show tonight. Tonight we have the AIWF Heavyweight Champion by the name of the Experience, Damian Wayne. Now, for those who don't know who Damian Wayne is, Damian Wayne is a very big part of the independent scene here. As you can tell, there he is. One of the most humble guys you'll ever meet, but he will not hesitate to put you in your place. From what I can gather anyway. I've been in the same locker room as this man. I've watched him beat up people. I've watched him pile drive people. I've watched him do flying elbows off the top rope. I've watched him do all that crazy crap. It was, it's just been very, very easy man to be around. The stories, I've known him personally, like I said, in and out of the ring. So we're going to bring him on here soon in about 5-10 minutes. But we're going to go over a lot of different subjects, such as, what his thoughts are on, kayfabe now compared to when it used to be back in the 90s, even the 2000s, even though that was when it started it all. Kayfabe has been a really big thing in our business, and I think a lot of people throw that word out there because honestly I don't even think they really know what it means. They do it because, as most people will say, they're marks, you know what I mean? But it's things like that that really grew in the business that we grew up and love. Excuse me 1 second, I'm sorry. You know, kayfabe is always a big thing, and if any man knows a lot about this subject, is Damian Wayne. You know, we're gonna get to a lot of the talent in our business. You know, what could be done, in his opinion, that could better our business and the independent relations, or even to upper businesses such as WWE or TNA or whatever the case may be. You know, I try to incorporate a lot of that into our shows because, like I said, you know, the show is about all you indie guys that are coming up in the business, and you know, you guys are just fighting for that chance. And you guys want to know, he's going to be the first person to be able to tell you how to do that and what direction he took, and maybe he might be able to inspire you guys to go and do the same. So, you know, it's a lot of big things like that. You know, I've been in the business for a long time, so, you know, I know a lot about that stuff. You know, but I can spitball here for hours on end, you know, and you guys can hear the same thing over and over again. But that's why I have guests on my show, and that's why I bring them on, because then you guys get to understand where I came from as well. You know, you guys get to understand what us as wrestlers have to go through, not just me or anybody else in this business. So it gives you a better perspective on what we do and why we do it and how much we love doing it. You know, so please, you know, any questions that you guys have, he will be on the phone with me momentarily, so we won't be taking any phone calls tonight. But please, for any questions that you do have, please email me at theronpayneshow@gmail.com. If not, message me on Facebook. We can go right then and there too as well. And all your questions that are being asked throughout the show, be more than happy to be able to give them to Damian Wayne and let him be able to answer them as best as possible for you. So that's what we're going to do as of right now. So let's get DW on the phone.
Hello.
Hey, DW.
What's up, bud?
Hey, bud. How you doing, man? Hopefully you can hear me a little bit good here. Hopefully everybody else can hear you too.
Yeah, I can hear you, boss.
Awesome. Well, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time to be on the show, man. I do appreciate it.
Oh man, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
You know, I was just explaining to these guys, there's a couple subjects I want to get into, but first and foremost, man, you know, for the people who don't know exactly who you are, or even if they do know who you are and they just want to know a little bit more about you, you know, man, please, the floor is all yours. You know what I mean? First and foremost, man, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Hampton, Virginia, and Buffalo area. For anybody that knows that area. Right there on the beach, and that's, you know, basically where I lived most of my life. Lived a few years in North Carolina, but other than that, right here, ain't really never left home.
Awesome. I've been out there. I've lived out there for a while. Matter of fact, that's where me and you first met. So you know, I could definitely understand that. For fans that don't know, you know, what inspired you to get into the business that we love? You know, what were some of your idols, stuff like that? You know.
Well, I know I was like 7 years old when I first saw it on TV. I know for a fact I was 7 years old when my first live event at the Coliseum. I can remember the main event was Tony Atlas against Artie the Cat Lad, and semi the main event was Ott Baker against Rufus R. Freight Train Jones. So, you know, and ever since then I was hooked, and that's all, you know, that I believe was wrestling. you know, growing up all the way up through high school, and everybody that knew who I was, and if you said associate one word, it was wrestling. So I was hooked ever since. Then, you know, I always said I was going to do it, but then, you know, after I finally graduated, I played baseball most of my life growing up, and thought I was going to get somewhere with that until I blew my shoulder out a little bit. So I was pitching, so yeah, I kind of ended that, and then I got married. So I never thought it was going to happen, and it happened. So
I can definitely understand that. When it comes to you know, when you first start out, you know, what are some of the things that you had to do to get where you're at? You know, even come remotely close to what somebody wants to do in this company.
Well, I mean, I know me personally, I think I kind of had an advantage going in. I think there's just some guys who you can tell have the talent of doing it. I knew I could do it. It was just, you know, I needed to know what the business was. You know, I knew I could golf. I knew I could run the ropes. It was just learning everything else. There's just, you know, so I can't really honestly speak for somebody who really wants to do it, but may not right at that time have the ability or the talent. It might take a little harder or more, you know, longer time at, you know, running to try to do it. So I can't speak on that, but I just know that, you know, it took, it's like I tell my trainees, it took me a good 8 years into the business to really realize what it was and have it click in my head and understood the whole aspect and put it all together in one ball. Yeah, it took me quite a few, you know, 3 years in the business to get that. But it's just listening and watching and traveling and just paying attention to everything and paying attention to details and realizing what the whole object of our business is, not what the ego building is. And you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. So pretty much that's, you know, we've done it in the past to where, you know, there might be days to where we're traveling 2-3 hours to a show, and especially when you first start out in this business, you might be traveling, you know, and wrestling for free nonetheless. And, you know, a lot of people say that there's a lot of money in this business, but quite frankly, for somebody who, for myself, you know, I didn't do a lot of traveling, but when I didn't make a lot of money. But you know what? I love to do it, and that's a lot of it is, you know, because of the fans itself, and these guys that are first coming into this business, and even if they've been in the business for a year or two, you know, these guys are still very young, and they're still trying to get to know the business, because you know, you can never learn too much in this business. You always learn something new every day.
Always.
And I can see where you're coming from, you know, that kind of, you know, being able to get out there and being able to know what you have to do to survive in this business. And to be able to survive in this business, you pretty much got to put yourself out there and, you know, sending those videos to whatever company they want to go work for. If they see an opening, show up. Hell, bring your gear with you. You know, you never know if they have a spot open and they're looking for somebody who knows how to wrestle, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just, there's so much more to our business that people just, you know, guys don't realize. You know, it's when you get out there and travel, you know, one, you're wrestling different guys, different styles. Two, one of the most important things that a lot of guys don't realize is there's different crowds everywhere you go, practically. And you got to realize and understand what kind of crowd you're working in front of. And for the people who don't understand what I'm saying about that is you got what we call like old school, maybe southern crowd where they want their good guy to cheer and they want their bad guy to boo. And you can go out there and work an old school, style match. But then you get your, what we would maybe call like a West Coast or Northeast crowd where Ring of Honor style. They want to see spots and moves and big bumps and care less about booing somebody or cheering somebody.
Yeah.
So there's so much more to learn out there than what a lot of guys understand or realize.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I had mentioned earlier, like there's so much different talent. It's ridiculous. To this day, man, I watch videos and videos just to get a basic idea. Half it's just trying to, get to know half the people that are on my show, or even if I do know them, I want to try to keep up to date. It's been a while since I've been in the ring. But like I said, like when it comes to videos, there's a big part of our business to where it makes it hard because it's all ruined by kayfabe. And like I said earlier, that I don't know if you're actually on the phone and watching this live or not. Also, I don't know if that's what you're doing right now as well.
Yeah, I'm on the phone, but I'm not watching now. I can't do that.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Like I was saying before, when it comes down to it, kayfabe is a very big issue with the business that we're in. Not a lot of people. I mean, most people understand what kayfabe is, and it's been ruined for a number amount of years now. And I honestly think that's a big part of our business that is hurting us at this point because people are more interested in storylines and everything else more than actually paying attention to what's actually going on in the ring. Because people don't realize it, but there's so much story being told when somebody gets put in a headlock, or you make a transition from a headlock to an armbar. You're telling your own story, but if you can't get the crowd to understand what's going on, a lot of these guys, man, they'll move like fireflies. These guys are going nuts, and it's like, whoa, what just happened here?
Yeah, you're right about that. They don't let the crowd take in what's going on, and by the time they take in what just happened, they go on to another move, and they show the crowd is so behind what's going on that they can't catch up, and then the guys in the ring hit that big move and want to know why they didn't get a pop.
Yeah.
It's an art. It's a lost art. I try to tell young guys or anybody that asks me, my trainees and whatnot, we always hear the word "it" when you get it, or if you have it. I think really nobody can describe what it is, but when you finally get it, you'll understand how easy and fun this business can be, and not, stressing over a match and wondering what you're going to do and this and that. Once you realize what you're supposed to be doing, it's easy. There's nothing hard about it at all. Nothing.
Now, I couldn't agree with you more. When it comes to, when you talk about your trainees and everything else, I guess you're talking about Body by DGM, I guess it is?
Yes, sir.
Out there by Yorktown. Gotcha. Of course, I once again, I haven't been in the business in a while. I keep up to date and everything else like that. And from what I understand, that's out in Yorktown, Virginia, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that worked at Yorktown, Virginia. Constitution Drive or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
I think I have a flyer for Fallout, correct? Fallout's coming up here November 21st. And that's actually in Yorktown by Body by D Gym for Fusion Wrestling, matter of fact.
What date was that?
November 21st.
That's already.
Oh wait! Oh wow! Yeah! Wow! Holy crap! Yeah. I'm way off.
I know Fusion's next show there is January 30th.
Oh wait, January 30th.
Yeah, and I'll be booked at AML on that date, so I won't be there for Fusion.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I got one here for Saturday, February 6th, actually, and it's not over there. It's let's see here. It's in
Tennessee.
Albany State Theater. It's a AIWF SPW TV title tournament.
Yeah, I got a triple shot. Fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. I want to say two spots in Tennessee and one in Georgia.
Well, no, I was looking at AIWF, and I'm going, wait a minute. You also hold the current World Heavyweight title, correct?
Yeah, I'm the AIWF World Heavyweight Champion, yes. Now,
how did that all come about? I mean, AIWF, it's been around for a while and everything else, and how did that all come about? Because this is a cool looking belt, man. I gotta say, I got a shot of it here on my website here, so I'm looking at it, I'm going, man, that's a badass belt.
It was, I know a bunch of the people and the guys there and stuff like that, but, everybody knows I was an NWA guy, and, that's what I grew up on was NWA, so NWA will always be true to my heart, but, I gave everything I could give to the NWA, and just, one thing had led after another. It was just time to move on, and, the guys at AIWF hit me up and, asked if I wanted to take the ball and run with it, and I was like, damn right I do. So I just wanted, to prove, what I can do, and just have that opportunity and try to help this company grow and help everybody out in the long run. So they've been really good to me, so I can't complain at all. Not at all.
Well, these guys have, I think now something like 80 organizations that's using the AIWF name, such as NWA did back in the day, I guess. Correct?
Yeah, there's quite a few. They're all over the world. I know there's one in Africa. I know there's one in China. I just recently went to the one in Puerto Rico and defended the belt. And
I saw that actually online.
There's one in the UK. It's growing.
The new tradition of pro wrestling, Allied Independent Wrestling Federation. And I believe the promoter, his name is Matt Classic, correct? Is that who?
There's Matt Classic and Rick Diesel. I think they're the two main guys, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm not actually positive, but I want to say there's the two main wheeling dealers.
Gotcha. And it's funny too, because I see a bunch of flyers online, and they got you defending that belt all over the place. You were talking about, I believe you said AWA, correct?
That's this weekend coming up. Yeah, Thursday.
You're taking on
Saturday.
Zane Dawson, correct?
Yeah, Zane Dawson will be the next weekend on the 30th.
Oh, 30th. I'm sorry.
Yeah. This Thursday, this Friday, and Saturday I'm in Tennessee. I know Thursday night I'm wrestling Chase Stevens.
Yep.
The other nights I'm not positive yet.
Over Centerville National Guard Armory.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see that. I've met Chase Steven a couple times in the past. I know he's come to Southside Pro Wrestling down in Virginia when they were down in Virginia Beach. I know he came in and trained with us a lot, so we learned a lot from him. You know, and before I continue, I gotta ask you this question because you know I get asked this question all the time. I am one of the many, and I do mean many people that have been chopped by you, and everybody who's been chopped by you says that you have the meanest chop that they have ever felt in their life. And I gotta ask, man, where did you learn? Is it something that somebody taught you? Is it just something that came natural by, impaling somebody's chest?
There's a story behind this, and it started when I first got into business. I was like, I don't want to be chopped, and I'm not going to throw chops. And for one, I had a pretty punch. I had a really good punch. I really wanted to perfect my punch. Both of my trainers had a hell of a punch. And I was like, if I can't throw a punch, I'm not even going to do this. I don't care if I can out-wrestle everybody in the world. If I can't throw a punch,
and that is so true, because that is, without a shadow of a doubt, the hardest thing to do in our business.
Yeah, so I never threw chops, and for NWA Virginia back in the day, I got in a feud with Scotty Blaze, and everybody knows Scotty Blaze. His nickname is the Chop Master.
Yeah.
So, he used to light me up. So I was like, well, damn, if I'm going to sit here and beat all these chops, I'm going to start throwing these bad boys back.
There you go.
That's when I started chopping, and it just took off from there. I try not to overdo it, but that's what I hear. So
yeah, dude, you got a mean chop, man, and I'll be the first one to admit that, man. And it's funny too, because before I had actually left, I mean, I got to the point to where I started perfecting my chops. I said, okay, I know how to punch, I know how to do all that stuff. And I said, the only difference is, man, I want to be able to leave that mark on somebody. For somebody to sit there and say, holy crap,
Yeah.
And, that was one of my favorite things to do. And I still love it to this day. Now, tell me a little bit about Next Evolution Wrestling. I was part of that company when they first started. I was with them for a little over a year and a half before I actually ended up leaving and went into almost pretty much a retirement, I guess you can say. You've been with them, also with us for, I think you've been with them for what, a little over a year and a half? Almost 2 years now?
No, maybe not quite a year, maybe about 8 months on a regular basis since
Okay.
I took the book over. I did it 2 shows before that, but about not quite a year, I don't think yet.
Okay. Now, Next Evolution Wrestling, last week they actually won the Company of the Year on my show, and it was a big thing for me because I personally thought they deserved it, and for everybody to actually jump up there and say, yeah, they definitely deserve this, I thought it was awesome. And when these guys first started out, these guys worked their butts off to get where they're at today. Now, when it comes down to it, and I'm going to shoot straight from the hip here, do you think that these guys are like the upcoming promotion to be at?
I would like to think so. I know since I've, took it over, I've tried to give the guys that I book the best matches possible. The only way anybody's going to get better is by working better people, and I'm hoping that by doing this for everybody, that they're getting better, they're learning. I'm trying to do a mix of veterans and the young guys, and I'm trying to get the young guys working the veterans, and not, veterans versus veterans and young guys versus young guys. I want the veterans to help teach the young guys, and what better way than in the ring. But I feel that since I've taken over, the shows have been off the charts. The guys have really, really busted their tails for me. I can not ask for any more from the guys that are there and that work for us. And to Tracy and Rick for giving us the opportunity and a place to work is freaking amazing. And it looks like it's growing. Crowds are growing. Seems like everybody's having fun. And that's what it's about, having fun. So, it seems like it's on the rise for me, and I hope we keep going that way.
I couldn't agree with you more. They worked really hard. Owners, Tracy Anderson, I had her on the show, and last year, matter of fact, and they had their upcoming 2-year anniversary, which was a huge success, and they're just keep moving and moving and moving, and they're always looking to they never focus on their past. They're always like zoomed in, and they're always in like a tunnel vision almost on the future when it comes to their shows. And that's a big plus in my book.
Yes, it is.
I brought up a subject last week about big names, the guys that, whether they've been legends in our business or they're still in the business and stuff like that. We get these certain companies, man, that every week, or not every week, but every single month they have 3 to 4 veterans or 3 to 4 major big names, major stars as they would call them, part of their shows almost every single month. And this is just a variety of them, and I mean, personally, coming from the point of view where you're at and the standpoint of where you are in our business, what do you think that does to a company, especially with the younger guys that are trying to make names on themselves that can't, because you got 2 or 3 matches, maybe even 2 matches that are booked with your veterans, and not being able to substantialize your product, which are the younger guys that you're trying to help build. My personal opinion is, like, not my personal opinion, but my personal question to you is, what is your outtake on that when it comes to, getting these big guys in here and trying to help out the business or the company? But really what happens is, of course, these guys don't want to come in and just bomb, when a show comes. These guys want to put on one hell of a performance. But when you got them every month, it kind of makes it hard for these big guys to step up to the plate too.
Well, I mean, bringing in names, I guess you got to do it the right way. Everything depends on the situation. Personally, to me, like if you're a new company and your first show, you might want to book a name versus a name that's going to draw a crowd. Okay, so say you book name A versus name B, and then you got your talent mixed with maybe a couple other little indie name guys, if you want to say sprinkled in there. But basically, your main event, your A name versus B name, pulls a huge crowd for you. Well, you're going to turn that crowd on to your local talent, and it's up to your local talent to go out there and put on matches that's going to make these people want to come back when you don't have the names. So it kind of depends on how you work it. if you're an established company, it doesn't hurt to build up a storyline with your local names, and then you bring in, or your local guys, and then you bring in that name to top off that storyline or to add to the storyline. Then you got your cases like I think you're speaking. It's just you got money marks that just want to spend money, and they want a fantasy book and book all these names against each other and this and that. Those are just a dime a dozen, man. I mean, they're going to be everywhere, and as long as you got guys that's going to want to spend money, then you're going to have guys that's going to take advantage of them or take advantage of the opportunity. So those, I don't think we're ever going to be able to do anything about. But
yeah,
bringing in names, it's just, to me, I think it's all the situation and how you work it. I think it could be a plus. Now I know you just got to be careful because again, you got to realize what crowd you're. But if you got an old school crowd, then you might not want to go get a Ring of Honor guy because they're probably not going to know anything about Ring of Honor. Then you're up in that style of crowd, Ring of Honor style crowd, or strong style, whatever you want to call it. You might not want to go legend-wise or one of your Southern NWA legends or what. You just got to know what you're playing. So it all depends, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely understand that. Now, I understand coming up here in a little over a month, you guys are going to be, you yourself is going to, I don't know who, let's see here. I'm trying to see here. You're going to be part of a professional wrestling 3-day training camp, correct?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Me and Cue Ball.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was Cue Ball. I'm looking, I'm going, is that Cue Ball?
Cue Ball, Carmichael. Yes, sir.
If you want, man, talk a little bit about the training camp for the guys that are in that area, or even if they're going to travel for that training day camp.
What this camp was I had a blast at it. It's 3 days. It's basically for established workers that kind of want to get to the next level. When I say that, I'm not saying, hey, go to the WWE level type thing. I'm just saying get their mindset, psychology-wise, and even promos and stuff like that. So it's really fun. It's nothing. There's no drills. It's none of that. We're working on the why, and why you do this and why you do that, and what you should do in certain situations, and all the different psychological things to our business.
A lot of things that a lot of guys have issues with in our business as it is, whether it be talking on a microphone or whatever the case may be, getting them comfortable being able to do that, and getting to the whole psychology of the aspect of it.
For that, and and then me, what I'm very, very, very high on, and it's what I basically train at my school, because I run the advanced class at my school, and it's basically guys that have been training for a while and get work matches here and there, but I drill the little things. We can all bump, we can all do moves, we can all do spots, but it's what you do in between, it's what you do going into the move, it's how you do the move.
How to make it make sense.
Yeah, it's like I'm telling one of my girl trainees that I have, she's trying to think of the submissions to work on when she's training wrestling, and I told her, I was like, if you could take the simplest arm bar, a la the Andersons, and make that a finisher, you body, what you do with your body and your facial expression and everything like that. How you do that move can make that move. So it don't always have to be something fancy. You can take the simplest move there is, but all on how you. I told her, I said, you killed this person's arm throughout the match, and then you do something like that, just simple arm bar. And I said, go back and watch the Anderson. So simple, but so devastating.
Yeah.
So it's the little things, the little things that I drill because nobody even thinks about it.
No, they don't. And, it makes it hard for a lot of guys to do that. And it's not hard, just a lot of people got to understand that when we're in our business. Like I was explaining at the beginning of the show, there's a story that we got to be able to tell in order for the fans themselves to stay interacted and to stay, just to be part of something. That's the reason why the fans come to see us perform, because they want to be part of something that's bigger than they are. That's the reason why they go to sporting events, whether it be football or baseball or anything else. That's the reason why, because even in those not easy, let me rephrase that, just in those sports themselves, such as football and baseball and stuff, they still tell a story, and we gotta, as wrestlers, gotta be able to slow it down a little bit. If there's one thing that was embedded into my head, even in the last couple years, was slower is better.
Oh yes, definitely. Well, it's like if we don't give the fans, if the babyface doesn't give the fans a reason to get behind them or build this sympathy for them, then the fans ain't going to do it. They're not just going to do it to do it. And the heel doesn't give the fans a reason to hate him. They're not just going to hate him. They're not just going to boo. I mean, they're going to kind of at first. But if the heel goes out there and does cool stuff, then he's going to start getting cheered. So that's one thing that I try to drill is, if you're a heel, be a heel. Quit trying to be cool. You're a hater. You want to be hated. You want to be booed.
Definitely. I once again couldn't agree with you more. I couldn't have said it better myself. Like we always keep saying, slower is better, this and that. You got to keep your fans interactive, because if not, they're not going to want to watch you the next time they show up. They're going to say, why are we watching this same match again? You could have like a best of 5 or even a best of 7 series, and fans are just like, okay, they're not seeing the same thing, and that's what it's all about, keeping the fans on their toes and making them want to come back for more.
Well, it's when you're sitting there, saying slower is better and less is more and stuff like that. It's like I watched one of my trainees matches with England. It looked good, but it was a lot of stuff and really quick. And so like I told him, I said, dude, I just watched like 3 minutes of your heat on the guy, and you did like 30 moves. I said, I could have did 3 moves in 3 minutes and got just as much out of it as you did. It would have been on how I did it. And he was like, yeah, I thought I was moving slow, but now watching the video, I wasn't moving slow. I said, yeah, the saying is, when you think you're going slow, you're not going slow enough.
Yeah.
So I said, and that's what I keep drilling to them. I was like, because they always go in their training, they're like, I'm lost. I don't know what to do next. Or I don't know what to do when they're on their back. Or I don't know what to do here. And I'm like, for one, you just did 10 moves in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
You did a slam, you kicked, you punched, you chopped, you snap marriage, you suplex. I said, you did all that in 10 seconds. Now what you do, you just blew your wad, you blew everything. That's why you lost. I could have did 2 of those moves in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you got the same effect. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do.
And the only difference is you're, for the 2 moves that you do in 10 minutes to the moves that he, like the 10 moves that he does in 10 minutes, you're sitting there with a smile on your face and you could be drinking a soda. Him, he's dying and looking for that glass of water.
Exactly.
Yep. Absolutely. Now, you know, you've been in and out of the ring many times. You've wrestled so many different people, legends. You know, guys from Raw, whatever the case may be. You know, whether it be the independent scene or, you know, the bigger guys like WWE or TNA, whatever the case may be. You know, I always try to ask this question. It's been a while since I've asked this, so, you know, we're going to continue it on with you. You know, what is some of the talent that you haven't faced that you would love to have that opportunity to be in the ring with?
There's quite a bit. Well, name-wise, my top 2 name-wise, I really want to work is Austin Aries and Jay Lethal. I really want to work them 2 guys. There's John Schuyler, Adam Page. Let's see. Now you kind of put me on the spot.
Yeah, buddy.
Try to have to think these names, and I could probably be popping them out with.
That's I said some. You don't have to give me a list. You know. You give me the 2 big guys.
There's quite a few out there that I'm dying to work, and you know, I think that's good. So, but name-wise, that many common things to know, Austin Aries and Jay Lethal are my top of my list.
Oh man, I would love to be in a ring with.
Right there, like GCW gave me a chance to wrestle him, and then I get to wrestle him this Thursday. So, yeah, that's looking amazing right there. You know, I'm looking forward to that. But you know,
that's awesome. You know, and it's funny too because some of my favorite matches that I've actually seen you wrestle was a lot of them were with Phil Brown.
Yeah, well, he was one of my trainers, so yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching you guys.
Local-wise, you know, there's so many, Chris Escobar, Sean Denny, Bill, PQ, Mike Boots, Will Huckabee. I personally think a lot of good feuds, shoot.
Joe Black. Joe Black, that's another name, man.
So me and Joe, I think, had 1 or 2 matches. We haven't had, these guys I just listed up, I had numerous matches with.
Yeah.
But, you know, Joe's shaking off, and Joe is, he keeps steaming and rolling along. He's going to get that look at. He's going to be a star that people's going to be. What's the word? Household name. He'll be a household name this year.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I watch some of these guys, man. Some of these guys I've traveled the road with, guys like you know, Sean Adams. Joe Black. I've traveled the road with. I've traveled with Will Huckabee. Some of my favorite moments is my first time being at Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Smoky Mountain was actually the first big, I guess you can say, road trip for me that I ever took. And, it was interesting, that road trip, we got to do some stuff with TNA at the time. And, we did 2 shows with them in Norfolk, Virginia. And then we did one out in Richmond, VA. And then didn't get to work the show. Unfortunately, we got to, we get the experience of getting to meet the wrestlers back there, seeing what they went through. Pretty much what I do for these little guys, for all the guys that are coming into the business and everything else. And
the networking.
Say that again.
I said the networking.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just, no matter what kind of downhill spiral they started going in, and they still are in a standpoint, it was definitely about that experience. And when I got to wrestle over at Smoky Mountain Wrestling, Tony gave me that opportunity, and I had a blast watching some of these guys. It was the first time I ever met Jason Kincaid, which is another phenomenal athlete. I see him all over the place in PWF magazines, everything. I mean, this kid, he's him and Joe Black, man, just like you said, household names right there.
Yeah, Jason, I've been in the ring with him quite a few times. He's doing the hell of a job.
Yeah. And it's a lot of these kids coming up, man. They gotta understand, man. This whole profession that we're in, man, is just it's all about the experience, and between the injuries that I've sustained and everything else like that, I would never take it back. I've suffered broken arms. I've had surgery on my spleen.
I wouldn't give it up to the world.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't trade it. You know what I mean? And and I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to push the issue, especially nowadays. But when he gets a little bit older, as everybody found out on Facebook and everything else, I got a newborn on the way. Nathan Patrick Gaffney, he'll be, coming into this world here soon, and hopefully either that, I'll be the proud father of the next AIWF champion or whatever, and whatever case, and I'm not gonna push the issue, what I mean, not like any other father would, but man, it would be great to have a second generation.
Definitely, I feel you on that.
And while I have you on here though, man, before we get going here, do you have anything that you have to say to any of the opponents that you have coming up, whatever the case may be? Is there anything specific you need to say to somebody, whatever? The floor is yours.
Well, I don't have anything specific other than, what they say about Damian Wayne is true. You're going to get 100%, no glitch, no glam, straight in your face, pure violence. And, just be ready, have your boots laced up tight, and your tape around your wrist, and we're going to put on a show. So starting this Thursday night with Chase Stevens, I know he's going to be ready, so I don't have to worry about that. And we're going to rock the house, rock Tennessee. And then I'm moving on to AML the following weekend with Zane Dawson, which I know that's going to be a pure straight up fight. So I'm sure I'll walk out with a football black eye, maybe a broken nose, but that's what goes. That's what goes with the business, right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And if I've said it before, I say it all the time, man. I enjoy watching you wrestle. I enjoyed being part of one of the guys that were able to be in the ring and actually learn from you as well. And for that, I thank you. And and it was a true pleasure to have you on the show, man. I really do appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, buddy. I try to do things the right way. I try to help everybody. I was blessed and still am blessed to have lots of guys in my back pocket that I can go to for help. So I just want to be that guy for other people who need help. And anyway, if you prove to me that you got it in your heart and that you're true to this business, then I'll help you out in any possible way I can. So I'm always there for those guys, and I wish there was more of us, but hey, gotta keep it up one way or another. And I appreciate you, and even though you might not be wrestling, you're still keeping it alive by giving us a platform and putting us over and getting us out there. And I appreciate you, and And congratulations on you having to move on there.
Thank you.
Hope to see you back in the ring soon.
Oh yeah. Like I made the announcement not last week but the week before, but yeah, also last week too. We got I got a tag team partner now, and we're gonna start getting back in the ring here.
You gotta let him get older first, man. You gotta let him get older first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I got a tag team partner, for anybody that knows me, it probably already knows my tag team partner, but nobody that's ever seen anything like it before. So we'll see what the future holds,
There you go.
But Damian Wayne, thank you very much for being on the show, man. I do appreciate it once again. And for those that are watching, any questions for Damian Wayne, whatever case may be, you guys are more than welcome to still email the show over at the Ron Payne Show at gmail.com. If not, get us on Twitter. You can get me on Twitter, Facebook. You can also get Damian Wayne. I believe you're on Twitter, correct?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, yeah.
There you go. Best way to get in touch with him. You guys got questions, I'm sure he'll be glad to answer for all you young guys that, whether or not you watch the show later or in the next couple of days, whatever, it'll be on Facebook here soon, so I'll post it on Facebook so everybody else can see and get to enjoy the experience, Damian Wayne, as well. So for myself, Damian Wayne, I want to say thank you guys. You guys have a great night, and thank you for all that you guys do, and be safe out there. And Damian Wayne, thank you very much, bud.
Much appreciated, guys. Everybody else, be safe out there.
Everything and anything you want to know right here on my podcast show. Welcome to the House of Pain. Welcome to the Ron Payne Podcast Show.